This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
What's up, everybody? No RTG this week, as you can probably tell. I know it's happened a couple of times lately. What do you want me to say? What are you going to do? To quote Tony Soprano, what are you going to do? I got a lot of stuff going on away from the mic. I've needed some time away. Appreciate all the people that have reached out with kind words and nice messages saying, don't worry about it. Thank you. I'll try not to worry about it. Should be back next week. I want to talk the Adventure Island trilogy. If you are Patreon, I should be back tomorrow with my Mouse PI for Hire review over on Expansion Pass. But in the meantime and in between time, I wanted to give you something to listen to while you're at work or driving with your family so you don't have to talk to your coworkers, your spouse, your kids, anybody. So I rated our Expansion Pass archives and found Expansion Pass number 229, which dropped back in September of 2024. I ranked all the games we covered on Remember the Game from episodes 201 to 300. I believe it worked out to 84 games because there was like some episodes where we did like movie reviews or conversations or interviews, what have you. But I think I had 84 games to rank. So I went from my least favorite to my favorite. This hopefully is a nice trip down memory lane for all of you because it's covering 2 years of Remember the Game episodes. So hope you enjoy this. Thanks so much for the support. Thank you for listening. And next week, we should be back with your regularly scheduled Remember the Game. Take it easy, everybody. Talk to you later. Cheers, so long. Goodbye. So let's get to it. I'm going to cue up some music. And when it stops, I will count down and rank all the games I covered from Remember the Game 201 to Remember the Game 300. Enjoy the podcast, everybody, and this great music from F-Zero. Let's go. Spoiler, F-Zero made this list. F-Zero is somewhere. We have 84 games. F-Zero slotted in somewhere lower than 1, but higher than 84. Where it come in, you're going to have to listen and find out. So again, if you've never listened to one of these, I actually would suggest, you don't have to do it before this one, but I would suggest going back and listening to the two other ones, the two other expansion passes where I ranked Remember the Game games. So we've done 1 through 100 and 101 through 200. This is 201 through 300. After I dropped all the revisited episodes, the arcade and Stuttering Craig interviews, and a couple of movie reviews, it left me with 84 games. I'm going to warn you right now, there are a couple of games in here that are ranked a lot lower than I'm sure 99% of you would have them. Save your angry emails. I don't think anything's going to be a surprise to anybody. I think all of you know how I feel about some of these games that are ranked lower than they probably should be. But have a listen in here for yourself. And for the record, I'm not ranking these from worst game to best game. I'm ranking these from the game I liked and want to play the least to the game I liked and want to play the most. And I'm only going to play music for the top 10 because 84 songs, I'll be honest, I'm too lazy to put 84 fucking songs into this. So let's get off to the going here. Number 84, the worst game, in my opinion, that I covered from 201 to 300 was episode 244, and it was Earthbound Beginnings. And it pains me to say that because Earthbound is one of my favorite games of all time. Mother 3, not one of my favorite games of all time, but it is also very, very good. Earthbound Beginnings, I understand it's a little bit prehistoric, as it were, archaic compared to Earthbound and Mother 3, but for any of you that so many of you tried to play through Earthbound Beginnings on the NES when I decided I was going to cover it on the show. I think it won a poll, which is why it got on there. And so many of you had the exact same thoughts I did. You were like, the random encounters in this game are just, it's like if you roll a dice, and if you were to roll a 6-sided dice and get a number 1 through 5, you have a random encounter with every step. That's what it feels like. It never stops. And it borderline broke the game for me. Also, just being so archaic, it's a grind and a half. I like some grindy NES RPGs, particularly Dragon Warrior. Earthbound Beginnings was just not fun. So number 84, dead last, Earthbound Beginnings. Number 83 was the game from episode 298, and that is The Simpsons Bart vs. the World. I understand that Bart versus the Space Mutants is really not that good of a game. I grew up playing both Bart versus the Space Mutants and Bart versus the World. Bart versus the Space Mutants is a much better game. At least Bart versus the Space Mutants has levels, and the levels have like stuff in them, and there's objectives. Bart versus the World is like 3/4 shitty mini games, and then just a couple of horrible levels that seem like they were made in about 9 minutes with the same brutal platforming as Bart versus the Space Mutants. It's a crap game. It sucks. Number 83, Bart versus the World. Number 82 was the game from episode 209, Splinter Cell. I know that's one that's probably going to rattle a couple of you. I just straight up did not enjoy it. I don't love stealth games. They need to be done just right. It's like scalloped potatoes for me. I'll eat scalloped potatoes, but they need to be done just right. And Splinter Cell is like my mom's scalloped potatoes, which are one of my least favorite meals in the history of the world. I'm sorry. I see the brilliance of it. We're not ranking these from the worst game to the best game. We are ranking these from the one I disliked the most to the one I liked the most. I really did not enjoy Splinter Cell. I never want to play it again. Number 82. And if that one pissed you off, buddy, episode number 81 is Remember the Game number 253. One of the most infamous episodes of Remember the Game of all time. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. It's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I know. Calm down. I've already been yelled at. There's nothing you can say to me to tell me how wrong I am about Metal Gear Solid 3 that I haven't already heard, all right? I see the brilliance in it. This is just a personal preference, and the fact is I did not enjoy it. I never want to... Frankly, Metal Gear Solid 3 killed any future Metal Gear episodes, with the possible exception of if they ever remake Metal Gear Solid 1 or if I ever decide to play one of the NES ones, all right? I've given this franchise 3 shots, and it's 0.5 for 3, because I don't hate the first one. I despise Metal Gear Solid 2, and I do like Metal Gear Solid 3 more than Metal Gear Solid 2, but I don't ever want to play either one again. So there's nothing else that needs to be said. I don't need to sit here and shit on Metal Gear Solid anymore. Y'all know where I stand on it. Let's move on with our lives, okay? Number 81. Number 80 on my list is Maniac Mansion, which we covered on Remember the Game 289. I will say Metal Gear Solid 3 was the cutoff for the games that I just straight up did not like. Earthbound Beginnings, Bart vs. the World, Splinter Cell, and Metal Gear Solid 3. Everything above this, at least to some extent, I like. And Maniac Mansion is one of those ones that growing up as a kid, I quite enjoyed playing around with it and farting around and putting the hamster in the microwave and just seeing what I could do with it and stuff. Playing it now as an adult, I see the brilliance of it, but I found it tedious and a little bit frustrating, and I really just don't feel the urge to play it anymore. One that I think I liked better as a kid than I like now. So number 80, Maniac Mansion. Number 79 is Spy vs. Spy, which we covered on Remember the Game 294 for the NES. I know it's a game that a lot of you haven't played. I actually think it's a really solid little game. The biggest problem with it is that unless you've got a friend to play it with, the replay value is almost nil. Once you figure out how stupid the computer AI is, you can basically beat it with your eyes closed. I wish there was a little bit more meat on the bone. Love the concept, though. So number 79, Spy vs. Spy. Number 78 was one that was mirrored in controversy when we reviewed it back on Remember the Game 271, and that is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. I really, really, really like what this game is doing. I think it's a brilliant concept, and I think it's a very inventive idea. It's really creative and everything like that. We're not going down the road again. Just save your messages now. Trying to explain to me how I didn't get soft locked in that game. I got locked out of that game. There is a way to miss something you need later that does lock you out. You can find it in the walkthroughs. I feel like this game got bumped 3 or 4 spots on my list just because I had to deal with all the messages telling me I was wrong. And I don't think I got a single message from someone apologizing once I proved that I was right. And there is a way to get locked out of that fucking game. And I'm not fishing for apologies, but I got called a lot of names and then nobody fucking backwalked it. I don't remember if they did or not. Anyways, really creative little game. I really like what it does. Just honestly, the part of the problem, like Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't think it's a bad game. Just not really my jam. Just not a game I want to play anymore. So I'm going to leave that at 78. Number 77 is Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Remember the Game 260. I don't know what to say. I just didn't think it was very good. The levels are way too big, and you just walk around looking for collectibles, and the enemies are constantly respawning. And honestly, I was disappointed. And because I was looking for GoldenEye with dinosaurs, and it wasn't what I got. And I found Turok disappointing. So number 77. Number 76 might be the least known game on this list. It's Haunting, starring Poltergeist, which was, remember the game, 231. Funky little Sega Genesis game where you play as a ghost, and the entire game is just based on hiding in furniture in this house and scaring the family to the point where they all leave the house, and you get your house back. I did think it got a little bit tedious after 3 or 4 hours, but I really liked the concept of it. So it was fine for once. I'll probably never play it again. Number 76. Number 75 on my list is Dark Cloud, a game we reviewed on Remember the Game 251. I know some of you really like Dark Cloud. I think there's a really cool idea there, but I love the randomly generated dungeons, and I liked the idea of solving puzzles and figuring out the best way to build the villages. But my God, that game is a fucking slog. And I don't even remember his name now. Goro, whatever the fuck his name is, that fucking slob with the club. He hurt this game too much for me to ever forgive him. Dark Cloud comes in at number 75. Number 74 is Snake, Rattle, and Roll for the NES, which we covered way back on Remember the Game 204. Isometric, rare game where you drive around you slide around and slither around as snakes, eat dots, try to fatten up enough to set off a weight scale so you can open the door to go to the next level. Controls like shit. Honestly, I can see how somebody would even think it's that much fun to play. This one's a pick from my heart because growing up, I used to play Snake, Rattle, and Roll all the time. I get it's not that good, but I grew up playing it. It's a soft spot for me. Number 73 is another NES game, and that is Metroid, the first Metroid, which we did on Remember the Game 214. I've turned into a Metroid fan. Simple fact is the original NES Metroid, if you didn't grow up loving it, it's playable, but it hasn't aged particularly well. It's been done so much better, it's tough to go back to. So number 73. Number 72 is Space Harrier for the Sega Genesis. Came in at 256. Honestly, I would have liked to have put Space Harrier higher. The problem was there just wasn't a lot of meat on the bone. I get that it's like an arcade shooter and you're going for a high score and everything. It's fun. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I think 72 out of 84 is fair. It's fun. It's just, you'll play it for an hour and be like, all right, I got my fix. That was fine. Number 71 on my list is The Legend of Dragoon for the PS1, number 240. Remember the Game 240. As everyone knows, I'm kind of lukewarm when it comes to JRPGs, and even when I have to play a JRPG for this show, I go out of my way to try to finish it. I finish I would guess I finish 3 out of 4, maybe 4 out of 5 of the RPGs I start for this show. I did not finish Legend of Dragoon. I got stuck at a boss forever. I just think it's too slow. I love the real-time combat, and I thought the story was kind of neat. The quick-time events or whatever in the combat and everything. It was just too slow for me. And a lot of you that grew up playing it did say you went back and replayed it for the show, and you were like, oh yeah, that is kind of a slog. So, cool enough game, not my taste, number 71. Number 70 is Paperboy. Classic. I grew up playing it. I fucking love Paperboy. It's just like Space Harrier, which was only 2 spots ago. You're basically just trying to go for a high score. I just think Paperboy is a little bit more fun. So, number 70. Number 69, nice. Who got the honor of that spot? The Addams Family for the NES. I think there's a really brilliant little game here. You play as Gomez. You have to rescue your entire family by solving puzzles and going through this mansion. The biggest problem with it is it platforms like I See Depth, which is none. It just... Oh. If it was a good platformer, I think the Addams Family would have cracked my top 30 on this list. But the platforming is... The controls for the Addams Family make the controls for Bart vs. the Space Mutants look good. Oh, it's fucking hideous. So number 69. Number 68 was the game we covered on Remember the Game 248, and that is Saturday Night Slam Masters. Everyone knows fighting games, not really my jam. That said, Saturday Night Slam Masters is like a wrestling fighting game, and if I do have to play a fighting game, it's probably Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, or Saturday Night Slam Masters. Quite enjoyed. For my limited love of fighting games, Saturday Night Slam Masters is a pretty good time. Number 67 is probably the most controversial entry on this list because it is the one episode in the history of Remember the Game that I was not on. Remember the Game 206, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, hosted by Mark and Bradley McHugh. What else is there for me to really say? If you're new to the show, I love the principle and the concept of Majora's Mask. I hate the menus, and I don't like the way it controls. And before you write in and tell me the 3DS version, I've tried it. I've gotten further in that one than I have on the 64, but I still found the controls just too frustrating, and I really don't like the way the map is set up. I love the killing the world every 3 days. I really hope someday we get a full-blown remake of Majora's Mask, because I think I'd really like it if they just streamlined everything and made it not play like a shopping cart. So... sorry, everyone. I'm not a big. I'm sorry. I know. Metal Gear Solid 3. People are going to be mad at. Legend of Dragoon. Some people are probably going to be mad at. Splinter Cell. Some people are probably going to be mad at. And Majora's Mask. I'd call them like I see them, kids. I don't sugarcoat things. Number 67, Majora's Mask. Number 66 is Golden Axe for the Sega Genesis. It's no Streets of Rage, but rock solid beat 'em up. Love the way it looks. Really fun game. The type of game I could see myself just throwing in and playing once every couple of weeks. And whenever, or once every few months. I quite enjoy it. I just wish it was longer. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's important to remember that whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to do it by yourself. I've been very vocal about some of my struggles away from the podcast, and buddy, I'll tell you, when you have something keeping you up at night, the entire world feels like it's on your back. I'm very fortunate to have people around me that I can talk to when I need an ear to bend, but I know that unfortunately that just isn't the case for everyone. If you feel like you have no one to talk to, therapy could be your answer. BetterHelp has helped over 6 million people talk to therapists around the world. You just fill out a quick questionnaire to let them know what's keeping you up at night, and they match you with one of their over 30,000 therapists, all fully licensed in the U.S. You can meet with your therapist online, and if your pairing isn't a fit, you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/rememberthegame. That's betterhelp.com/rememberthegame. Number 66 is Golden Axe. Number 65 is one that I can't decide if I think I was a little hard on it or not. Devil May Cry. Number 65. If you go back and it was Remember the Game number 269. If you go back and listen to that episode, I don't love button mashing combat, and I don't give a fuck what you say. I will argue with people about this until I'm dead. Devil May Cry is a button masher. There's some strategy to it, but it's a button masher. I just found the camera. It was the camera that really off-put me. I like the setting. Dante, I think, is kind of a loser. The combat was fun for what it was, but the camera really got under my skin, and I just thought it was, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll go back and give it another try. It's very few of these games that I've got down here in the bottom third of my list that I'm like, I don't know if I ever need to play that again. But Devil May Cry is one. Maybe I'll give it another shot at some point. I don't know. It was okay. 65. It was okay. 64 is Lufia 2. Lufia 2. I don't know if it's Lufia or Lufia. Super Nintendo RPG. I actually quite enjoyed this. One of the better JRPGs I played from 201 to 300. But the glitches and the broken part of the game is unexcusable. If that hadn't been there, it probably would have made it into my top 50. But there's just a couple of points where I'm like, how did this even get released? And anyone that's played it, no matter how diehard Lufia 2 defender you are, you got to admit it's not done. Like, it's got some glitches in it. Number 63 is Tiny Toon Adventures for the NES. I don't know. It's just not anywhere near the top platformer in this list, but solid little platformer. And I love the Tiny Toons, and I beat it this year, which made me feel a little bit better about myself. So number 63. Number 62, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which is that Nintendo 64 game where it's like it's like a 3D shooter. I'm sure a lot of you have played it. I thought it was cool. It's just, honestly, the problem with Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is now that I'm playing more Star Wars games, it's near the bottom of my Star Wars rankings. It's certainly no KOTOR or the Jedi Fallen Order or anything like that. There's actually another Star Wars game that's a third-person action-adventure game that's coming up on this list higher than it. It was fine. It was fine. I think I would have liked it more if I'd played it in the N64 era. Speaking of the N64, number 61 on this list is Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Kazooie is one of the best platformers I've ever played in my life. I think Banjo-Tooie tries to do too much, and it kind of loses its way. I just did not enjoy it as much as Banjo-Kazooie. feel no need to ever play Banjo-Tooie again. I just didn't quite like what it did. Number 60 on my list is Dick Tracy for the NES. A game that as a child I thought was stupid and I couldn't figure out what to do, but as an adult, now that I've figured it out and how to solve the crimes and driving around the city and stuff, I put it in like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit category, which is a game we need to review on Remember the Game still. I thought Dick Tracy was fun. Is it great? No. That's why it's 60 of 84 games, but it's a fun little NES game. I liked it. Number 59 on this list was Wonder Boy and Monsterland, which was, remember the game, 238. Classic Sega game. My first experience with Wonder Boy. I thought it was hard as fuck, but I quite liked it. I played it pretty religiously for like a week, and I got really into that game. I couldn't beat it, but boy, I tried. I thought it was a really fun little game. And honestly, I'd be interested in trying more Wonder Boy games now because of it. So I think 59 is a fair spot. Wonder Boy and Monsterland. Number 58 is Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance. This is one, a JRPG. A lot of you have been on me to play. I liked it. I played it. I beat it. I thought it was good. I thought the first few hours were boring as fuck. And I did think it went a little long for my tastes. But I liked the combat system. I loved the graphics. And I liked the puzzles. And I thought it was a fun little game. I mean, again, you guys don't expect too many JRPGs to crack my top 10s, all right? That's not a genre that often gets it to my highest. Takes a special, very few. But Golden Sun's good. It's a good game. It was, like, if we're in 58 of 84, we're getting near the middle of the list. I think these are all games that I just think are like C to B, B to C. They're good. These are good games. Number 57 is an arcade classic, Donkey Kong. I'd love to put it higher, but you play it for 10 minutes and you're like, all right, I'm done. But I could never get tired of playing that 10 minutes. What else is there to say? I love Donkey Kong. Number 56, a little bit of a controversial slot, I think. The Lion King for the Sega Genesis. And in our pre-stream, some people were predicting The Lion King would be in the bottom 5. When I'm not playing, this is going to sound so stupid. When I'm not playing The Lion King, I really like The Lion King. I love the way it looks. I love the way it sounds. I think back to it right now and I'm like, what a gorgeous game. And I'd like to fire it up and play it right now. But then when you actually play it, I don't know if I ever finished a session of The Lion King without a rage quit. Like, I don't know if there was one session where I played the game and I didn't lose my shit as I turned it off. So I love tough old platformers. And so I feel like I need to give it its flowers. 56, I think, is about as generous as I could get. Cool little game. I'll probably keep going back and playing it for the rest of my life. But then eventually I'll rage quit it and not play it for another 2 months. It makes me so fucking mad. Number 56, The Lion King. Number 55 is Psychonauts for the Xbox. I think it got ported to PS2, but originally Xbox, that's where I played it. Really fun game. Really funny, really charming. Fun little platformer. I would frankly say we're looking at another split now. If there was those bottom 4 games that I was like, I don't like any of these. The Lion King, I would say, is the cutoff. That would be like the C's. Now we're getting into like the low B's. Because I think there's a sizable gap between The Lion King at 56 and Psychonauts at 55. I liked Psychonauts. I would have liked to put Psychonauts higher, but that final level, the Meat Carnival, make me never want to play it again. Everything up to that was fun, but that final level made me fucking insane. Number 54 is Metroid 2, Return of Samus for the Game Boy. After the NES Metroid, I think it's the weakest Samus or Metroid game that I've played. I love the concept of going around and hunting all the Metroids. I just, at times, found it a little bit cryptic in arcades. It's a Game Boy game. There was only so much they could do. It was fine for what it was. Number 53 is a guilty pleasure. It's basically, if you spelled guilty pleasure, Bubsy, that's it, like you could, like Bubsy. Bubsy, I know it's not great, but I have played it since I was a child. I love the graphics. I love the music. I love Bubsy. I once tried to push Bubsy as the unofficial mascot of Remember the Game. It did not work. I like this game. Even if everybody else hates it, I like it. Number 53 is Bubsy. Number 52 is Fable. That was Remember the Game number 201. That's the oldest episode on this list, Fable. I remember when Fable came out for the Xbox. I played a couple hours of it and then just kind of put it down. But a lot of people played it. And the general consensus was that it was fine, but they oversold how much freedom and all that kind of stuff you would have. And playing it for the first time a couple of years ago, like through to the end, I felt the same sting that you probably felt playing it back when it came out. Really cool game, competent action RPG. still felt like it was undersold as far as the freedom and creativity. So 52 is as high as I could get Fable. It was. I'm still excited about the new one that's coming out, and I'll probably play Fable 2 and 3 eventually. But Fable 1 was a missed opportunity, in my opinion. Number 51 on the list is Silent Hill 3. Remember the game number 212? We all know that Silent Hill 2 is coming up very soon. A lot of people have told me Silent Hill 2 is the best of the series. All I've played so far are Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3. And sitting back now and looking back on them, I like Silent Hill 1 better. So it's going to be higher on my list. I think at the time I might have said I like Silent Hill 3 better. But if I was to sit down right now and have to play one of those two games, I would rather play Silent Hill 1. So I'm really excited to see what Silent Hill 2 brings. The simple fact is I'm always going to like Resident Evil better as long as Silent Hill stays less action and more paranormal spirits and ghosts and shit. But they're both fine. Yeah, they're both fine. Silent Hill 3 comes in at number 51. Number 50 is Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball. Just a guilty pleasure of mine on the Super Nintendo. Wish there was a little bit more depth to it. Frankly, I think I like extra innings on the Super Nintendo a little bit more. We're going to cover that game eventually. But really fun thing. The home run derby's awesome. I have great memories of Ken Griffey Jr.'s MLB. Number 49 is Burnout Revenge. Not a huge racing guy, as many of you know, but I quite enjoyed Need for Speed Most Wanted, actually a lot more than I expected to. And the same applies to Burnout Revenge, especially because there was less of an emphasis on racing and more of an emphasis on just going around crashing other cars, which really was the highlight, causing these massive pileups and shit. Burnout Revenge, I think if I had nostalgic ties to it, Burnout Revenge would have cracked my top 30. Fun little game. Number 48 is the Star Wars game I was talking about when I mentioned Shadows of the Empire. It's Star Wars Jedi Academy. Another third-person Star Wars game. I really liked the lightsaber combat in it. I thought the story was cool. I liked that you could develop your powers either on the light side or the dark side. Overall, just a really... There's nothing else to say. There were just 47 games I liked better. But Star Wars Jedi Academy was a lot of fun. I stand by it. I have yet to play a Star Wars game I don't like. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure I'll find one. But I've yet to play one I don't like. And you're going to hear a couple more Star Wars games on this list as it goes on as well. Number 47 on my list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for the Game Boy. I had never even heard of this game until the Cowabunga collection. This is easily, in my opinion, the best of the Game Boy Ninja Turtles games. I think this is a hidden gem of a Ninja Turtles game. It's a Metroidvania. You start out, Metroidvania-esque. You start out as Michelangelo, and he has the ability to hover by spinning his nunchucks over his head. And then you work your way through this map. It's very tough. It's a hard fucking game. But you work your way through this map, and eventually you can find Leo, Donnie, and Raph, and they've each got their own powers as well. And then you need to swap between the four turtles to help traverse the map and get past all the obstacles and stuff. And it was a cool replacement. Instead of playing a Metroidvania, like a Metroid game like Samus, where you just collect powers as you go on, in this one, as you collect teammates, you can switch on the fly, and each teammate can do different things. I'm a sucker for Ninja Turtles, and this was a surprisingly good Game Boy game. Really enjoyed it. Turtles 3 Radical Rescue. If you have the Cowabunga collection, give Radical Rescue a shot. It's a lot of fun. Number 46 is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I just thought it was awesome. I sucked at it. I got really frustrated near the end because I couldn't win. But for a Nintendo 64 game, this game looked fucking awesome. It played really well. And I just thought it was a great racer. Plus, I like Anakin, so I quite enjoyed it. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Number 45 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis. I'm not telling you every episode number anymore because I just think it's too many numbers, but you can go in the archives and find them. Number 45 is Hyperstone Heists. It's good. It's no Streets of Rage. It's better than Golden Axe. Not as good as Turtles in Time. It's just, to me, it felt like a little bit of a watered down Turtles in Time. Longer levels, looked nice, played good. It was fine. I will never pay what it's selling for, like on the resale market. So either emulation or Cowabunga collection is the only way I'm ever touching it. But Hyperstone Heist is good. Number 44 is the original Silent Hill. I feel like the longer I've stewed on it, it's been about a year. I played it for episode 264. So it's been about a year. The longer I've stewed on Silent Hill, the more I think I've liked it. I can still live without the paranormal stuff, but I understand that's just where Silent Hill is set. But it was good. It was really good. I liked it better than 3. I will say I have hopes and expectations that Silent Hill 2 will be my favorite. People have hyped it up. I expect it to be better than Silent Hill 1 and 3, and I hope it is. or I'm going to be disappointed in it. That's the bar now is Silent Hill 1. So I slot that into number 44, so we're right around dead center now. Number 43 is Castlevania Bloodlines for the Sega Genesis. Solid Castlevania game. I like the 16-bit stuff. I like some of the things it does. I think Super Castlevania 4 is better. It's a good game, though. Castlevania, right? Castlevania is usually good. Number 42. This was one of the ones I had the hardest time ranking as well because I hated it when I started playing it. And by the time I was done, I was like, that might have been brilliant. And that is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I flip-flopped on Oddworld so much. There were times, if we had recorded, depending on when we recorded, episode 213 about Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, there were times where I would have been like, it's like a 4 out of 10. This fucking game sucks. And there's times where I was like, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a brilliant little game. It took me a long time to wrap my head around the controls and what it was trying to do. And I still think some of the puzzles are horseshit. But by and large, I enjoyed it. Dead center of my list, number 42, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Number 41 is Alundra, which is another classic PlayStation RPG. It's an action RPG, very Zelda-y. I don't think it's as good as Zelda, but I was shocked at how much I enjoyed Alundra. I liked going around the world. I liked solving the puzzles. I thought it played well. I liked the combat. I thought the story was good. It looked nice. Underrated PlayStation game. I recommend everybody check it out. Alundra is a pretty solid little game. I quite enjoyed it. Speaking of PlayStation games everybody needs to check out, number 40 on my list is, if these were a ranking of the 10 games I was most excited to try, this would have made the top 10. It was Mega Man Legends. I have heard so much about this fucking game over the years, and I've never played it. I finally did for episode 268. And did I like it as much as classic 2D side-scrolling Mega Man? Absolutely not. But it was pretty fun. Fun little action RPG. It was a little cutesy-poo, as Mr. Burns would say, for my tastes, a little bit. But I liked Mega Man. It was cool seeing him with a little bit of personality, no helmet on. I liked running around the open world. It was funny seeing him interact with people and stuff. I'd love to see it remade with some cleaned up controls and cameras and things. But overall, it was good. It was a good game. Mega Man Legends, number 40. Number 39 is Doom 3. The first half of Doom 3 is brilliant. It is creepy as fuck, fun to play, looks awesome. The problem with Doom 3 is that by the second half, you've pretty well figured out the attack strategies for every enemy, and now you just start going through the motions. And I remember that when I played it back in the day, and I remember that playing it now for the show. So 39, if they had added a little bit more enemy variety and stuff, it would have been much higher on my list. So 39, Doom 3. Number 38 is F-Zero for the Super Nintendo. And I know some of you are probably thinking that's too low for F-Zero, considering how much I talk about how much I like that game. The big problem with F-Zero is that, like, there's no multiplayer, and there's not a ton of replay to the single player. If you're not a time trial fan, if you're not looking for fastest lap, there's not a ton of meat on the F-Zero bone. That's the only thing holding it back. Love the graphics, love the music, love the way it plays. Just wish there was more to it. Number 37 is Parappa the Rapper for the PlayStation 1. It was, remember the game, number 230. I quite liked it. I would love to play it on a CRT TV with original hardware to see if I like it better, because the problem was I emulated it to play it for the show, and I just could not for the life of me get the timing to sync. And the last 2 or 3 songs in that game, you need to be pretty precise. If you're off by more than a few frames, you start losing pretty quickly. But I get why everybody hyped Parappa the Rapper up. I'm a fan now. I want to see more games from this franchise. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. Plus he raps about shitting his pants, which I'll never get tired of. Number 36, Wave Race 64. For said Nintendo 64, episode 211. What else is there to say? I still think the water physics are some of the greatest in the history of video games. And I still think it's one of the better racing games I've ever played. Replaying it for this show to get ready for the review, I thoroughly enjoyed it again. Wave Race 64 is a rare Nintendo 64 game that holds up. I think it's as playable right now as it was back in the day. I love Wave Race 64. Love that fucking game. Number 35 is Wario Land 4 for, I believe, the GBA. Was it Game Boy Color? No, I think 3 was GBA Color. I think 4 was GBA. My first Wario Land game won't be my last. Rock solid platformer. Gorgeous to look at. Love the soundtrack. Love the way it plays. I enjoyed just about everything it did. Wario Land 4 is a great fucking game. And the only thing keeping it out of the top 34 slots are there's just 34 games I think I liked better. But Wario Land 4 is really good. Number 34 on my list is Ape Escape for the PS1. Charming as fuck. Wish I played it back in the day. Probably would have liked it even more. Highly recommend it to everybody. It's on PS Plus, premium. You got to play for that fucking premium. But you basically just play as a kid with a net, running around, finding hidden apes and catching them. And it's really just a really fun little game. It felt like a Jack and Daxter or a Sly Cooper, 2 franchises that are still on this list to come. But it just felt like a PS1 version. And those games improve more with the PS2. That's all. Number 33, NES game, Tecmo Bowl. Buddy, to this moment, possibly still one of, if not my favorite football game. I just love Tecmo Bowl. I love the simplicity of it. It was brilliant. And for all of you that keep telling me to download that new mobile retro football game, I did. I haven't fired it up yet, but it was on Apple Arcade. NFL Retro Bowl 25. I have it downloaded on my phone. I just haven't fired it up yet, but I'm going to check it out. So number 33, Tecmo Bowl. Number 32 was a little bit of a surprise to me, considering how lukewarm I was on this franchise after playing GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. I loved San Andreas, and as someone that has not played GTA 5, I can say right now GTA 4 is my favorite GTA. I love Roman. He's one of my favorite side characters of all time. I actually thought it controlled fairly well. I thought the story was interesting, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. GTA 4 was a really good fucking game. And I know I keep bringing up how I haven't played GTA 5. I probably will eventually play GTA 5. If anything, just for an episode of... I feel like GTA 5 is old enough to do an episode of Remember the Game on it. So maybe next year I'll try to get to GTA 5. But GTA 4 right now is my bar at number 32. Number 31, one of the most frustrating games I played over this 100-episode stretch, but I loved it, and that was Beautiful Joe. I played it on the GameCube. Oh, God, fuck, that game is hard. I've played some tough games. I did not expect Beautiful Joe to kick my ass as much as it did. I think I did end up rage quitting it near the end. I don't know if I ever beat it. That fight where you're around the giant red containment center thing was where I got stuck there forever. But I love what it did. I love the art style. And Beautiful Joe 2 is on my radar now for a future episode. Into the top 30. And all of these feel too low to me, but it is what it is. Number 30 is Jack and Daxter for the PS2. Y'all have heard me talk about that game forever. If you want to hear more, remember the game 281. I just love it. I don't love Jack 2 and Jack 3. I don't like the way they changed the series. But Jack 1 holds up as a great PS2 platformer. One of my 2 platinum trophies is Jack and Daxter. Really, really good fucking game. Number 29 is the OG Castlevania for the NES. I just love it. And I finally sat down and got good and beat it. You can find that playthrough at Adam Sucks at Video Games if you want on YouTube. I love it. I just love Castlevania for the NES. I'm an NES simp. Everybody knows that. And I got a lot of love for the OG Castlevania. Number 28 is easily in the top 3 or 4 biggest surprises for me from this 100 episodes, and that is NBA Jam. Number 28. My favorite basketball game. I haven't played very many. One of my favorite sports games ever. NBA Jam is brilliant. I'm still on the lookout. If I see an arcade board up at a reasonable price, I'm scooping it. Big fan. Love NBA Jam. I suck hard at it, but I fucking love that game. Number 27 is a rare game that managed to chop its way into my top 20 Super Nintendo games of all time, and that is Super Star Wars. Fuck, I love that game. I can't beat it. I've gotten close. I will. If I was to put... Right now, I'm working on beating Batman for the NES. If I ever get good enough to beat Batman... Super Star Wars is on that list of games I'd like to keep practicing until I get good enough to beat it. I can get close. Every time I play it, I get a little bit further. It can be a little bit frustrating by controls, but doesn't matter. I like it so much that the odd, wonky control doesn't even bother me. Love it. Super Star Wars is fire. Number 26 is Twisted Metal Black. This was one I went through this list right before we went live to record to see if I could sneak Twisted Metal Black into my top 25, my top 20. And I just couldn't. I love it. We need a new Twisted Metal. I love it. Love this game. I love every game that's left. I would say right around Jack and Daxter, going into the these top 30 games are all A's and S's for me. Like, these are all games I genuinely love. These are all contenders for my favorite games of all time list now. And I hate to put Twisted Metal Black at 26. Just 25 games I like better. I'm sorry, Black. Number 25 is Castle Crashers. One of the best beat-em-ups I've ever played. I wish I had discovered it back on the Xbox 360 and played it more, because I would have played the shit out of it with my friends. I would have found friends to play it with. Playing it now, it still holds up. It's still fun, but I think it would have been more fun back in the day on Xbox Arcade with your friends. So, great beat-em-up. Number 24, Half-Life, which I played on PC. And the only reason Half-Life's not higher is because once you go to that outer space planet near the end, I think the game falls apart. I loved it up till there. I really didn't like the last 15% of that game. And it's just so much I like the rest of it because it still got to 24. I wanted to put it higher, but those last couple of levels, I despise them. Fucking despise them. Number 23 is Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. I think the Nintendo 64 is best used as a multiplayer console, and multiplayer doesn't get much more fun than Mario Tennis. Still holds up, still playable on Nintendo Switch Online today. Not as good as the GameCube version, but Mario Tennis is fire. I fucking love that game. Number 22 is Ratchet & Clank for the PS2, the OG Ratchet & Clank. I liked it better than Jak and Daxter, hence the ratings. I love this era. Like, I love these games. I love the 3D platforming collectathons from the PS2, your Jak and Daxters, your Ratchet & Clanks. There's a certain thief who is Sly, who is still coming up further on this list. But really enjoyed Ratchet & Clank. Rock solid. I'm going to play more of those in the coming... I'd like to get through at least one more of those, if not this year, then next year on the show for sure. I want to do more Ratchet & Clank. Number 21 is The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap for the GBA. Rock solid Legend of Zelda. Liked it more than I thought I would. Loved the puzzles. Loved the graphics. What else did I say? Really, really good 2D Zelda game. Number 21. Number 20. I like this game more now than I did going into replaying it for the review. That said, it's still not my favorite platformer. Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. If you just replaced Kiddy Kong with Donkey Kong, it probably would have made my top 10. That's as big. It's a great game, great platformer. I just really hate Kiddy Kong. It's the only thing keeping it out of the top 10 is I fucking hate Kiddy Kong, and I won't move off that. The kid sucks. Number 19 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project for the NES. Well, it's better than Turtles 2, the arcade game, and I don't know if I would argue it's better than Turtles in Time. That might be pushing it. But it's a really, really solid, very challenging beat 'em up. I love that you can switch turtles between levels. I feel like Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, everybody talks about the OG one with the electric seaweed, Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Turtles in Time. Nobody seems to talk about the Manhattan Project. And I think it's one of the biggest, if you can call a Turtles game this, I think it's one of the hidden gems on the NES. It is really, really good. If you have Cowabunga Collection, fire up Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. It's really solid. It's going to beat you up, but it's really solid. Number 18, easily one of the most pleasant surprises to come out of this era of Remember the Game, X-Men 2, The Clone Wars for the Sega Genesis. If you haven't heard it yet, go back and listen to my episode where I just ranked my 10 favorite Genesis games. X-Men 2, The Clone Wars came in very high on that list. One of the best. I'm looking, is it the best Genesis game I played in this era? Yeah, it is. My favorite Genesis game from 201 to 300. One of my favorite Genesis games ever. Outstanding beat 'em up. Really loved X-Men 2. Number 17 is the only other platinum trophy I've got. One is Jak and Daxter. The other one is Sly Cooper. What else? I fucking loved Sly Cooper. And frankly, I'm a little bit frustrated that I haven't played Sly 2 yet. It's coming. I will play Sly 2 for the show. I don't know when. Add it to the list. But it's literally every time I just sit down and decide I'm going to play a retro game for the show, like one just of my own, Sly 2 enters my radar. I got to find time to play that one. Sly Cooper is so fucking good. PlayStation wants to make more family-friendly franchises. Bring back Sly Cooper, please. Number 16 is Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the Nintendo GameCube. It is one of the four horsemen of the sports game apocalypse on the GameCube. The Mario Baseball, Mario Soccer, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis. I think it's the best Mario Golf game. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is the best Mario Golf game. I fucking love that game. I love the GameCube so much. Number 15. Is this the highest? It is this. If you count, I don't know, you'll hear what the other one is when we get to it. If you consider the other one a JRPG, then this is the second highest JRPG on my list. And this is what I mean. JRPGs can get into my top 10s, my top 20s. They just got to really click with me. And I'll tell you, friends, Pokemon Gold and Silver clicked with me. That is finally replaced Pokemon Gen 1 for my favorite generation of Pokemon. Gold and Silver were awesome. I didn't like Gen 3 as much, but I fucking loved Gen 2. Gold and Silver are fire. Top 15 from this generation. Number 15 on my list, Pokemon Gold and Silver. Love it. Number 14 is a rare multiplayer game, online multiplayer game. You know how rare it is that I get a game that I like that much that's online multiplayer? It's Left 4 Dead. I've talked about it before. An anomaly for me, an online shooter that I could not get enough of. And we replayed it to get ready for Remember the Game 233, and it held up. I'd like to play more of that. I'd like to put a community together to play Left 4 Dead once in a while. I'm not particularly good at it, but I wish Back 4 Blood had been what Left 4 Dead was. Fuck, I love that game. Left 4 Dead, number 14. Number 13, Advance Wars. I love tactical strategy games, tactical RPGs, and Advance Wars lived up to all the hype. It was magnificent. I played the Reboot Camp, the re-release that came out, and I can't wait to play Advance Wars 2. I fucking love Advance Wars. So this one and the two games that are at 11 and 12, I desperately tried to justify getting them into my top 10. Just the competition got too stiff, but Advance Wars is fire. Number 12 is Portal 2. What else is there to say? You've all heard me suck the Portal dick. They're must-play games. Everyone says, and I'll just spoil it right now, number 11 is the original Portal. I really wanted to get them into my top 10. The only reason I didn't put them into my top 10 was because all 10 games sitting in my top 10, I think I would rather play again before I play Portal again. I love Portal and Portal 2, but I know how the puzzles are solved now. I think you need to let them sit for quite a while and forget the solutions to the puzzles before it really hits 100% again. But Portal and Portal 2 are both two masterpieces, two games that took runs at the perfect 10 scores that I so rarely give out. And if there was just a little bit more replay to it, they would have made my top 10. They're both fantastic. So I slotted them in at number 11 and number 12.
If you've ever wondered how much of your favorite movies and TV shows really happened, head on over to basedonatruestorypodcast.com to find hundreds of episodes digging into the true story behind movies and TV shows. Once again, that's basedonatruestorypodcast.com.
And that gets us into the top 10. And I don't know if anyone's figured out the games that are in the top 10 yet, but as is tradition here on RTG, I have music ready. We're going to give the top 10 games their flowers. We're going to show them some love, all right? So this is it. From number 10 to number 1, my 10 favorite games from Remember the Game 201 to 300. This was tough. This was really, really tough. I was moving these games around right before I started recording and finally decided I'm going to lock them in. That's where we're going to keep them. Number 10 on this list. Here we go. I didn't realize the music took so long to pick up at all. I apologize. It's Dead Space. I'll tell you right now, Dead Space is my all-time favorite horror game that's not Resident Evil 4, 2 Remake, or 7. Dead Space is fucking brilliant. Everybody play it. If you've never played it, I would recommend playing the remaster or the remake of it, just because it does take the OG and make it better. But the OG still holds up and plays great too. I played it on stream. There's a full playthrough of it on YouTube, actually, if you're interested. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Dead Space. I just think it's one of the best video games ever made. Atmosphere is fire. The weapons are great. The story is good. It's scary as fuck. Must play, in my opinion. Dead Space is just so good. Number 10. Remember the Game, number 218, if you're interested. Number 9 is the one where I said if this is considered a JRPG, then Pokemon Gold and Silver is the second RPG on my list, second highest. If you don't consider this a JRPG, and I'd hear the argument that you wouldn't, then Pokemon Gold and Silver are the highest JRPGs on this list. This is an RPG either way, though. Number 9 on my list. RPGs take too long for the music to pick up, or at least some of them. Do you know what that is? It involves a stick of truth. It is South Park, The Stick of Truth. I fucking love that game. And I'll tell you right now, between episode 300 and between episode 301 and 400, we're almost certainly going to review South Park, The Fractured Butthole. I like it even better. So As great as South Park Stick of Truth is, Fractured Butthole to me features tactical combat and the Coon and Friends. I just like it better. But Stick of Truth, I played it for the first time earlier this year to get ready for that episode. And it was the first time I've played it since the game came out back in the day. Still holds up. Still looks like an episode of South Park. Still plays great. Still hilarious. I love You Go to Canada. I adore this game. You all know how I feel about it. I love South Park. I love South Park Stick of Truth. So fucking good. But do you consider it a JRPG? I don't know. If you don't, then Pokemon is the best JRPG from this batch for me. If you do, then South Park The Stick of Truth is. Comes in at number 9. And again, I'm like, Dead Space and South Park are better than 9th and 10th. But then I looked at the top 8 and I was like, no, fuck, I'm sorry, guys. I can't put you ahead of these because I want to play all 8 of these more than I want to play you two. So let's keep this going. Number 8. Maybe the most shocking. What did I say that for earlier? NBA Jam, I think. There have been a few games that have really shocked me, and I did not expect to love them half as much as I did. Number 8 is as big of an example of that as anything I've played for Remember the Game so far. Oh, the music froze. Ah, there it goes. Well, I'm not even going to let its freezing music hurt its rankings. It's Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color. Episode 276. You've all heard me blow smoke up this game's ass for almost a year now. I fucking loved it. We need more of these. I keep thinking I might check out like mobile versions of it. I'm never going to buy the physical cards, I don't think. But I fucking love Pokemon trading card game. That game took over my life for about a week and a half. I could not stop playing it. It is so fucking good. I like it better than Pokemon. And some people say that's a hot take. I don't know, but I like Pokemon trading card game better than standard Pokemon. Trading card game is so fucking good. Oh my God. Number 7 is easily the oldest game of the 7 that I have left. One that I played the fuck out of as a kid. We recovered it all the way back and Remember the Game 210. And I just don't know how anybody couldn't argue that it's a masterpiece. I don't even need to tell you what game it is. I guarantee that music just got in everybody's mind. We're going to keep the ball rolling with numbers. I'm just kidding. Although I do guarantee you there's some of you right now that can recognize that music but can't place it and it's driving you crazy. I'll tell you right now that's menu music. It's a Super Nintendo game. Scrolling through the menu. There's 4 games included in it. 5 if you go with the expansion, the bigger version. Super Mario All-Stars. What else can I say? I love Mario. Everyone knows I'm a Mario simp. This is some of the greatest games ever. Super Mario All-Stars. There's nothing else to say. I fucking love Super Mario All-Stars. Number 6. Now, I will say, I had the game that's at number 6 at number 5. This was the big switch I made right before we recorded, was number 5 and number 6. And depending on my mood, I could still see this one crack in the top 5. It's almost like a 5A and 5B. The simple fact is the game I have at number 5, I'm just more addicted to than the game at number 6. Well, the game at number 6, I think, is the better game. So number 6 on my list. Metroid Prime. For my money, a top 2 all-time Metroid game. It's Metroid Prime and Metroid Dread. I got to pick up that remaster for the Switch eventually. I'm in no hurry to get it. I'm going to get it when it's on like dirt cheap sale at some point, which I know Nintendo doesn't do very often, but I'll pick it up eventually because I'd love to replay Metroid Prime, but I'm not in a hurry. I still think the GameCube version, which I own now, holds up fucking brilliantly. I tried Metroid Prime back in the day, and just for some reason, I didn't hate it, but I didn't click with me. But now, like when I started playing it for the show for episode 257, I could not put it down. Metroid Prime is a masterpiece. And as far as we're just talking the quality of the game, it's number 5 on my list. But the game I have in at number 5 isn't a game, it's a franchise. And it is a franchise that I have lost so many hours of my life. When I die, I will look back and be like, I probably spent 6 collective months of my life, if I was awake 24 hours a day, playing this series. And that's why it managed to sneak into the top 5 of my list. It's one of my all-time favorite franchises in video games. You're probably not going to guess it from the menu music, but I'll tell you what it is in a second. It's the Tiger Woods PGA Series. Everyone knows I love golf games, and buddy, I'm sure so many of you went through the same phase that I did. Not for everybody. I don't know if Tiger Woods ever got to the level of Tony Hawk, but for a lot of people, I know myself included, I played a ton of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. I played just as much, if not more, of the Tiger Woods games. I could not get enough. Every year when they came out, day one purchase for me. I never got bored of them. My friends and I would play them. We'd play poker, and when you got busted from poker, you just jumped into a game of Tiger Woods. We played so many hours of it. And EA Sports PGA Tour with the Masters and everything is very, very good, but there's just something about the glory years of the Tiger Woods games, man. If you were there, you know, God, they were so good. And I really do think Metroid Prime is the better game, but Metroid Prime, I play it once, and I'm like, I'll play this again in a couple years. Tiger Woods, I could never get tired of. They're so much fun. So it snuck into my top 5. I swapped them at the last minute. Number 5, the PGA or Tiger Woods franchise. So that brings us into the top 4. Can you figure out what the top 4 games are? Have you thought about it? I'll tell you right now. I don't want to tell you what episodes they are because I'll spoil anything. Let's just get into them. All 4 of these games, locks for my favorite games of all time list. Well, the top 3 are. Number 4, the only reason it might not make the list is because I think I like the sequel better. But number 4 on my list, from Remember the Game number 250. That's why I couldn't say the number, because a lot of you would have known. It's Gears of War. I mean, it's fucking Gears of War. I've told the story. Gears of War is what brought me back to video games. I like it better than Halo. I fucking love this franchise, and I love Gears of War. The only reason, like I said, that this one might not make my list is and I haven't played Gears 2 in forever. That's another one. Put it on the board. I've been listening to ESPN Fantasy, the fantasy football focus podcast, whatever the fuck, and they always say, put it on the board. But you can lock this in. Gears 2 is getting an episode in the next, what episode are we at this week? 310? In the next 90 episodes, Gears 2 is getting an episode. Fucking love Gears. And Gears of War, number 4. And I really wanted to put it in my top 3. There's just 3 really good fucking video games in the top 3. So let's get to them. These made the top 3 of these 84 games. Number 3 on my list of games from 201 to 300. A game that revolutionized, in my opinion, the superhero genre and to some extent the Metroidvania genre. That is Batman Arkham Asylum. I mean, I replayed it for Remember the Game number 282, and I was in awe at just how well Batman Arkham Asylum has aged. It's what else is there to say? If you haven't played it, for the love of God, play it. If you have played it, is there anyone out there that played Arkham Asylum and didn't like it? I'm honestly curious. If you did, leave a comment on this episode on Patreon and tell me why. I'm just curious, how could somebody not like this game? It's just so brilliantly done. The only thing I'll hear is the final boss is garbage. But other than that, Arkham Asylum is just a masterpiece. One of the greatest video games ever made. Number 3. And the only reason it didn't get even higher than number 3 is because of my absolute bias toward the game that comes in at number 2. A top 3 game in a top 3 franchise for me. Music is so good. It's Mega Man 9. Dude, if you are a Mega Man fan that was around and playing games when Capcom announced Mega Man 9, that was the craziest fucking thing in the world. It was like, imagine if tomorrow Nintendo came out and was like, we're making a new 8-bit Mario game. That's what Mega Man 9 was. Like, we hadn't gotten a new Mega Man since Mega Man 8 on, like, the PS1. And then out of nowhere, 2 generations later, Capcom's like, we're going back to the 8-bit route. We're going to make our 8-bit roots, and we're going to make a new Mega Man game that plays and looks like an NES game. And then you played it, and we're like, this is better than most of the all-time classic Mega Man NES games. It's top 3 for me in Mega Man, and it's number 2 on the games we covered for Remember the Game 201 to 300. And that only leaves the game at number 1. I think everybody probably knew what it was going to be because It's just straight up my second or third favorite game of all time. We covered it on Remember the Game number 300 just a couple of months ago. Of course, is The Last of Us. I have sucked Joel's dick for so long that I have lockjaw. Everybody fucking knows The Last of Us is right there with like Tetris, Super Mario World, Mario Kart 8. One of the greatest video games I've ever played. And in my opinion, one of the greatest video games ever made. It is really magnificent. I fucking love it. So there was no way it wasn't going to be number one. It was a matter of what was going to get number two. So that's my top 10. Dead Space, South Park Stick of Truth, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Mario All-Stars, Metroid Prime, the Tiger Woods series, Gears of War, Batman Arkham Asylum, Mega Man 9, and The Last of Us. If your favorite game, particularly looking at you Metal Gear Solid 3 fans, was too low on my list, please just fucking chill the fuck out. This is just the game I like the most of the game I like the least. All right? Y'all know where I stand on it. That'll do it. If you haven't listened to them, go back and listen to the one we did. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, no, I don't have that on my... you can find it. Go find it. Somewhere I ranked all the games from Remember 101 to 200, and somewhere I ranked all the games from Remember the Game number 1 to 100. And assuming that I haven't fucked this show up in 2 or 3 more years when we pass episode 400, I'll probably count down all the games from 301 to 400 again, because I really enjoy doing these. There's just so many games in here that I've forgotten that we'd even covered. It's fucking wild. So thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Appreciate all the support. Remember, next week, I'm almost positive we're just going to do the Astrobot review while it's fresh in my mind. And then we'll do the Patreon poll topic for the first week of October right after that, okay? Keep an eye on Patreon because the Patreon poll is going for a game, a scary game, will be going live this weekend. And take it easy, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Where is the outro button? Here it is.